It's the first day of our graphing unit, and we're going to start today with graphing from tables. So I'm going to start with just a little warm up, and I've labeled most of the points here already. Um, but I'm just going to show you this last one. So the x coordinate is always given to us first. It tells you how far to move left and right. And the y coordinate tells you how far to move up and down. So we're going to start by going 2 to the left and 5 down, and this is point G. All of a graph's x-coordinates are called the domain, and we can represent them in a set using brackets like this. And we're just going to take the x-coordinates, so I'm going to go up here and just look on the left, 0, 2, I skipped -3, I missed that one, 1, and -2. And you don't have to write them twice if you have them ones that match. The y coordinates are called the range. And again, can be listed in brackets. And let's see what we have here. 0, 4, 0, -5, -4, -2, -5. 0, 4, -2, -5. Did I miss any? 4. Nope, I got that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. One of them's missing. -5. Did I get that one? -4. There's a -4. Yes. Okay. That's all of them. Okay. So the x-coordinate is also called the input, and the y-coordinate is called the output. And we're going to see what that means in some tables. So a function is like a machine. It takes an input that I choose. Let's say I choose 11, and I put it into this machine, x plus 3. What's going to be spit out? The output. So this is the input. Oh, I can't spell input with an I. I substitute the input in where it says x, and the output gets spit out. So a function f takes an input x and returns an output. So this is you can either call this f of x or you can call it y. Okay, so let's try one. If I choose 3, this is my machine that I'm putting it into. So 3 plus 3 is 6. And that gives me an ordered pair. And I'm going to use that ordered pair, 3 over and 6 up, to plot a point. 2 plus 3 is 5. 2 over, 5 up. 1 plus 3 is 4. 0 plus 3 is 3. -1 plus 3, -2 plus 3, and -3 plus 3. Forgot to write 1 here. It's going to be 0. And it should make a line. And you're going to want to connect the points with a line. And lines have arrows. They go on forever. I could keep choosing inputs and they would keep going this way, right? And I'm going to try another one for you guys. So here I'm going to put my input. Everywhere I see x, I'm going to use my input instead. 3 times 1 plus 1 is 4. 3 times 0 plus 1 is 1. 3 times -1 plus 1 is -2. So I have 3 ordered pairs. The first one, 1, 4. The second one, 0, 1. And the third, -1. -2, and I'm just going to plot those points. 1 over 4 up, 0 over 1 up, -1 over -2 down, and draw the line. And lines have arrows because I could keep choosing inputs and go on forever. You have to be careful if you have negatives. -1 plus 2. Sorry, guys. -1 plus 2 is 1. -0 plus 2 is 2. -1 plus 2 is 3. And plot the points. 1 over 1 up, 0 over 2 up, -1 over 3 up, and draw the line. So if the coefficient of x is a fraction, you need to choose values for x that are multiples of the denominator. So what does that mean? If I have 1 over 3, I'm going to look at the denominator and consider multiplying -3 times, let's say, -2. Or sorry, multiplying 3 times -2, -1, 0, itself, 2. These are good inputs. So let's take a look and see what that means. I'm going to try these 5 outputs that we just created above because the denominator on this fraction is a 3. So 2 over 3 times -6 plus 2. 2 over 3 times -3 plus 2. 2 over 3 times 0 plus 2. This is the easy one, right? This is 2. 2 over 3 times 3 plus 2. 2 over 3 times 6 plus 2. So since this is a fraction, I'm going to go to Desmos, type these in, see what gets spit out. So I'm going to show you 2 different ways to do this. You can either type in this and just replace this every single time. So -6 times 2 over 3 plus 2 is -2 times 3 times 0. Or you can you can type it in, put any variable in that's not x, y, or e, add a slider and set that to what you want it to be equal to. So we want it -6, it's -2, -3, it's 0. And then we're just going to go back over here and fill this in on the table. So this was -2, 0, times 3, +3, it's 4, times 6, it's 6. And we're going to use these to plot our points. Here's our x values, here's our y values. So again, x, y, I go -6 over and -2 down. That one's off the chart, but that's okay. We know it's going to be over here somewhere. -3, 0, 0, 2, 3, 4, and finally 6, 6 would be over here, right? And draw our line. So again, we have a coefficient that's a fraction here, -3 over 4. So we're looking for multiples of 4 to choose for our inputs. Multiples of 4. So multiply it times -2. Let me see something you guys can actually see. -8, -4, 4, and 8. So it's very similar, right? I multiply it times -2, I multiply it times -1 times 1 times 2, and I'm going to substitute these in everywhere I see x. So -3/4 times -8. Here's the easy one, times 0 minus 1 is just -1. And let's use Desmos. 5, 2, -4, -7. And plot our points. I'm just going to do a couple. Go -4 over and 2 up. I'm just going to do 3 of them because they're not going to fit. 0, -1, and 4, -4, and draw the line. Thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful.